There we go. I can hear it now. This is gonna suck if I get hit and then I hear the hit afterwards. Yeah, there's like a second delay. I'll deal with it. I'll see if I can get some sort of cable that'll let me do something for next time. So yeah, Bloodborne, one of the best games ever made. I think one of the most better, more than the sum of its parts type of games, where the combat's great, the environments are great, the music's great, the writing's great, the characters are great, but they all work together, you know? Where the gameplay mechanics and details of the combat are relevant for the lore, but not just because they were like, oh, let's write something so the combat makes sense. No, the actual story beats and character decisions and stuff are tied to your gameplay mechanics. It's great. I love it. We're offline because I'm far from the router. We're using an Ethernet in the PC. New game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Pale Blood. Let's get rid of chat.
Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
It's the very first piece of lore we get is actually really confusing and is controversial. Do you have any specific goals for this playthrough? To enjoy it? To chat about the lore? That's pretty much it. This is my reward, Ray, for doing the Sekiro playthrough. I've played all of the other games more recently than Bloodborne. It was the first one I platinumed, I think. So I just want to soak it up and geek out about it and show it off. Maybe I'm hoping it's a nice experience to relive it for the people in the chat who love the game, and I'm hoping it's kind of for the people who maybe aren't going to play it. It's a cool way to see what it's... So starting with Sekiro is a bit weird. Sekiro is very different than the other FromSoft games. The others usually always have vitality, which is health, endurance, which is stamina. There was no stamina in Sekiro combat. Strength is usually there. Skill or dexterity are usually there. And in Blood Tinge and Arcane are a Bloodborne thing, but the other games like Dark Souls usually have their own things as well, their own types of magic and stuff. I think I just want something generic so we can kind of pick whatever we want as we go. I'm just going to mix it up a bit. I'm not going to do an Arcane heavy build, but I'm going to pick that one because it's got the most Arcane. Yeah, we'll do Cruel Fate. Okay, we're ready. So yeah, the biggest controversy already is that people are like, oh, we've been told to hunt the Pale Blood by that guy at the start. No, the guy at the start was answering your question. You were asking him about the Pale Blood. We even find a note in your own handwriting to help you remember what your goal is. But yeah, you're going to be super confused if you've never seen this game before about what's going on. And also, I'm not going to straight up tell you. The same way we...
Good. All signed and sealed.
I've signed a contract.
Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh,
let's get some old Yharnam blood.
Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
So when we were playing Sekiro, when we started, I didn't just say, yo, this is what the Senpo Temple monks are really up to. This is the deal with the dragon. I was just started off being something weird's in the water and sort of let the story evolve naturally and explain stuff as we went. I'm going to kind of do that here as well, I think. I'm sort of I also don't remember it very well. Bear in mind, it's been a long time. There's a beast in all of us. This is what an NHS gender clinic is like, confirmed. They dealt with it way too fast. This is way too quick. You have to do 6 playthroughs to get to the NHS gender clinic. Oh my god, the delay on my audio, if I die, it's probably going to be because of that. Like if some monster screams at me, I'm not going to hear that. Oh look, it's the messengers. Aren't they adorable? I love them. So this game has got everything going against it for me. I don't like scary stuff. I don't like disgusting stuff. Like I could never play Scorn. And I'm not super into like stuff set in the past. And that might sound weird, but like I don't want to play Dark Souls stuff. I'm not into fantasy stuff. I'm not into Victorian time looking stuff. I'm not into like knights and dragons usually. But I love Dark Souls in spite of all that, and I love Bloodborne in spite of all that. The fact that I'm willing to love this should say a lot. But like how Alien Isolation is too scary, but visually and the vibes, it's perfect. I love it. And that's kind of what this is about as well. Handwritten scroll, handwritten by us, by the way. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. So don't worry, that's not going to make sense right now. However, we're going to have a big old massive debate and all disagree about what it even means at the end of the game. So, the hunt, whatever that is, it's very true. So the very first thing in a game is an enemy that you're supposed to get killed by. But here's our first beast somewhere. Should I try and kill it? I'll give it a go. Ouch. Oh my god, it's so off-putting hearing everything late. This is not what most of the game is like. This is just what happens when you don't have a weapon. You're supposed to lose against this thing though. It's like they want you to die. They do want me to die. Damn it! I was so close to getting him. That's fine. Slapping a werewolf butt. And down. I feel like comparing the lore, a lot of people think Bloodborne has the best lore of the From Software games. I think it probably does. But they're all, it's like comparing apples and oranges, you know? Yeah, in Sekiro you have to read item descriptions, you have to read around things. But it also tells you quite a lot. And by the end, you kind of have a good handle on everything, just with a few mysteries left over. Whereas Dark Souls and Bloodborne it's a lot more obscure and weird. But Dark Souls is like, lore takes place over like thousands of years. And Bloodborne's maybe doesn't, but Bloodborne's is just as ambitious and epic in a way. Right, here's our... Okay, so you might be wondering, is this place normal? The answer is no, 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 no. Look at this place. This ain't normal. We're not in, this game's not really set in like a magical fantasy land in a kind of Dark Soulsy kind of way. You can kind of just think of this as sort of Earth. So what the fuck is this? The answer is this is, for now, all you need to know is this is not normal. This is something to do with a contract that we've signed. This is your hub world in a sense, where you level up and stuff. Accept gift from messengers. Right, so what weapon do we want to start with? Hunter Axe is probably best, it's strongest. I feel like I'm going to do the Saw Cleaver because it's like the quintessential beginner's Bloodborne. Firstly, I'm rusty, I don't remember the game that well. But secondly, if you've not watched this game before, you have to see the Saw Cleaver. And then we choose a gun as well, and I'm all about the parries, so we're going to go for a Hunter Pistol. So, let me see if I can remember how the hell this... The thing about this game, it's like... This was the fastest, most nimble From Software game before Sekiro came along. So you can do a lot of like backsteps quickly and lots of cool stuff. So the cool thing with the weapons is that the trick weapons, they can transform. So the thing about this one is that it's quite fast. You have like a R1's your quick hits, and R2 is your charge attack. There's a reason to do those. Hey girl! But there's also your transform, which changes your weapon in some way. So in the case of the Saw Cleaver, your attacks aren't as fast now, but they're more powerful. But also they're more vertical, which can be handy. Or wide, if it's the charged one. And also, if you look, see how the weapon's like kind of serrated? Can you see that? But on that side, it's not so serrated. Oh no, it is serrated on that side. I'm not sure, I thought... Well anyway, serrated weapons hurt beasts more. In my head, I thought this wasn't the case like this, but it was the case when it was open. This is the doll. We'll talk a lot about... There's no jump in this game. Actually, do you know Sekiro was the first game to have a jump button? And then Elden Ring also had one. This works like Dark Souls 3, where your sprint button, which is your dodge button, when you hold it, you sprint. If you tap it right after sprinting, you can do a little shitty jump. So these... We're not the first person to come through here and to be a part of this thing that's happening to us. That's what a lot of the gravestones are. A lot of the gravestones are for people who've previously been here. But this is our way to like get into the game. So we can go back to that place where we started. Can we talk to Yusofka?
Are you out of... Then I'm very sorry.
I love the voices.
I cannot open this door.
Girl!
I am Yusefka.
Thank you for the gift sub.
The patients here in my
This is
clinic must not be exposed to infection.
Yusefka? Patients in my clinic.
I know that you hunt for us. For our town,
So I'm a hunter.
Sorry.
When is moving date? I don't know yet.
This is
It's
all
sometime
I
in
can
the
do.
next month or two. Everything's a little bit chaotic. So we got a blood vial.
Now, and good hunt.
So when people say a hunter, the word hunter means a few things, and it even means several things in this game. So yes, a hunter is someone who hunts. And there's a thing happening to this place called the hunt. So a hunter in this game is often someone who plays a very special role in what's going on. But in our case, we were also a hunter of the dream, and that's the place we were just in. So we're not the only hunter like this, but we're not your average hunter for sure. That thing's still going to be here, I think. But we might have a better time now. So those are not usually that easy to kill, but its health was already really low. So there are two resources in this game that are the most important. Blood. So that blood vials are like our health, and blood echoes are like our currency, a bit like souls and Dark Souls. And also insight. And they both have like gameplay ramifications, but they also have lore and story ramifications as well. So we found ourselves in a city called Yarnum. A lot of people believe that our characters travelled here. They are a traveller. In fact, this is a first bit of lore, I guess. This is our symbol of a hunter, which is a person hanging upside down, being drained for blood. This is our hood worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts, which is what we're about to experience. It's where I had to stay out of sight and travel by cover of darkness, so there's a reason for that as well. They did call us an outsider in the opening cutscene, that's correct. You can see here, our clothing is foreign garb, not typical clothing for Yharnam. Perhaps it is of a foreign origin. It is said after all the traveller came to Yharnam from afar. Without memory, who will know? So that's why we wrote ourselves a note about why we're here. It's because the transfusion, whatever happened to us, we knew it was going to do this to our memory. And we're going to get better clothes. So, welcome to, I mean, maybe the best world in a video game? Maybe. I do think Yharnam, in terms of memorable worlds, is like up there with... And when I say memorable, I guess the first level of Super Mario is memorable. What I mean by memorable is like big 3D interconnected worlds that you feel are real and you're a part of and you can explore in a meaningful way. And they have their own atmosphere. So I think people think of like City 17 from Half-Life 2 and Dungwall from Dishonored. Maybe Hyrule Field and all the places around it in Ocarina of Time. Definitely Dark Souls 1. Absolutely the interconnected world of Dark Souls 1. Yharnam and the surrounding areas, absolutely up there with the best of them, for sure. Like, we're gonna go to most of the places we can see here. It's so well designed, I love it. Yharnam is just Edinburgh Old Town but friendlier residents. Yeah, and it's you don't get lost as easy. Old Town Edinburgh is the only place in the world where you go somewhere and it's uphill and then you come back and it's uphill. But yes, little back alleys and shortcuts that you have to unlock is a very Edinburgh Old Town thing. So here's a bit of combat. So remember, we've got our fast hits, transform, we've got our longer hits. Also, you can do a transform attack, so we can hit and attack with a transform. But we've also got this gun, and in Sekiro, you know you could parry at the exact moment you get hit. Bloodborne's weird. Bloodborne's about parrying before the hit. It's very bizarre. Also, if you're quick... Nah, it's not gonna work. Come on. So, we got a visceral attack here because we did that perfect parry. And that cost me a bullet. And you can see in the top left corner, we've got 19 quicksilver bullets. Just take a dog for a run up and down fresh bullets. And yeah, I love the way health and bullets and stuff work in this game. So you've got 19 bullets and 20 is your max, but you can always have 5 blood bullets on you as well, which would mean that you've got 25 bullets max. But you get blood bullets by using some of your health, so then you'll have to give yourself more blood vials to bring your health back up. So that's one major mechanic of Bloodborne, is that you can always get more bullets from your own health. The other, and parrying is a big thing. The other thing is, in Sekiro you should be up close and personal but blocking. In this you want to get out of the way or shoot them. The other thing is rallying. So if I get hit, my health's going to go down, but I'm going to have a few seconds to hit back and recover my health. So this game wants you to be aggressive. So if Dark Souls, some people play Dark Souls like shield, 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 block. I don't. For me, Dark Souls is about dodging. So to me, Dark Souls is dodge them. Bloodborne is hit them, as in hit them back. Sekiro is parry them. And Elden Ring is marry them. So you know we got that visceral big attack that we could do after we shot that guy at the right time? You can also get a visceral like that if you do a charged attack into someone's back. Oh my god, this is like... Sekiro is a very different game. Sekiro doesn't have the interconnected, beautiful... it's just a different environmental design. What was cool about Sekiro, it was quite linear. That was the cleric beast. Look at this world. What Sekiro had that was really cool is really open areas. You know, Elden Ring's the first proper open world game by then, but like Sekiro had these big, huge open areas and you were navigating your way through them. Whereas what Bloodborne does better is more enclosed environments. But like Dark Souls, it's like really, really, really well designed. Lots of shortcuts. Look, I can't go through here.
Oh, you must be a hunter.
Can you hear them?
And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well,
I really love the voices in Bloodborne. The English voices are really good.
Help, if there's anything that can be done.
Some of the really fucked up emotional characters are like
This town is cursed.
struggling.
Whatever your reasons might be.
So I think you can tell something weird's going on in the city.
Whatever can be gained from this place,
Presumably our characters heard good things about it. There's rumours going around the lands that the city is run by a church that can has a miracle cure for stuff. And you know, whenever you hear about a place with a miracle cure, and when you visit, the first thing you see are tons of coffins, you know things aren't going very well. It's very disconcerting hearing the audio much later. Oh, that's one thing we could do. We could use pebbles. Hey! Actually, fuck it. I just use these stairs as like a choke point. Oh my god, look at this world! Ouch. So if I hit him back, we'll get that health back, but I'm too far away now, so I'm just gonna heal. There's an extremely tough enemy here. I reckon we can take it. You're not supposed to try yet, I don't think, but whatever. Shit. There goes most of my health. I just threw a pebble for no reason. See, I got most of my health back there. Oh god, that didn't work. Get out of here. Unfortunately, this is why I was... Oh, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. This is why I was very apprehensive to actually stream this game. I'm scared that we're going to start it and then they're going to announce a 60 frames a second PC port or something. The fact Jen hasn't removed her... Oh, right, why? How long do I have to do this for? Because I literally can't, like, really read anything. Okay. We said this wasn't a challenge run, but I think the audio being delayed and I feel like my fucking vision's delayed now as well. Look, oh god, okay, never mind. But usually I can read chat out of the corner of my eye, but I have to like stare. Oop! I forgot about that. It's not Dark Souls if there's not somebody jumping out like this guy. Oh, you can do this attack as well. You can do like a, it's like a command. It's almost like a fighting game command move. You press a direction, or like a smash. You know, Smash and Smash Brothers. Uses a lot of stamina. So your stamina is the green bar, which obviously goes down when you sprint, but it also goes down when you do attack. So you gotta be careful. Still... some of them have like a long arm and a short arm. Some of them have like got like really hairy arms and stuff. So clearly something's going on. They're not like, you know, something's happening. Except they were shouting, "This is all your fault. You're the freaks and you're the beasts and stuff" at me. So something weird going on here. Glass is back on, thank fuck. Okay. Why did I allow that to be a thing? Oh, we could have been knocking on lots of doors, by the way. I don't reckon you're from around here. Just stuck outside, didn't know that.
Stuck outside on an owl, you poor, poor thing.
Yeah, so we should have knocked on other doors, but they're just like, go away. We're staying safe, and we're staying inside on the night of the hunt. So this is the night of the hunt, wherever that is. Clearly, whatever the hunt is, it's got something to do with the fact that everything's fucked up, and there's kind of werewolfy kind of stuff going on, obviously. And also, people like this, who have got a brick and they're not afraid to use it. God. Ooh, that went really badly. Try that again. Oh my god, what am I doing wrong? Is it the sound that's throwing me up? There we go. Why outside in the month of the fringe? Oh my god. It is, it's Edinburgh in August. Oh god. This is good parry practice, let's do it. Okay. Still feels weird, but... Oh god, he's not dead. Okay, we've got a bit of lore here. When the hunt began, the healing church abandoned us, blocking the Great Bridge to Cathedral Ward, so we can't get there anymore because of the bridge. And they burned Old Yarnham to the ground on that moonlit night. So, when the hunt first began, things got so bad they ended up burning a part of the city and then blocking off this part of the city as well. Like, how do you pronounce it? Is it Garum? Garum? 0% chance I'll die, we'll see.
Aha! You must be the new hunter.
Another good voice.
Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gairman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this.
Don't think about it.
Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it.
Just deal with it.
This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't.
He's talking about what this place used to be. It used to be a workshop for hunters.
You're welcome to use whatever you find.
But you're like, I mean, is that not what we're doing right now? But he's talking about... He's not talking about this weird place. He's talking about a real place. There's a note here. To escape this dreadful hunter's dream, halt the source of the spreading scourge of beasts, lest the night carry on forever. So we're hearing the night and the hunt over and over again. Like they're almost the same thing. Get my health back. So do you see how I've got 20 blood vials? I've got max blood vials, but I've also got 20 quicksilver bullets in the top left corner. So if I press up on the D-pad, I can do this. So that cost me health, but now I've got an extra 5 bullets. I've got blood bullets. And then I can use one of my things to heal up. So yeah, maybe I can show you a visceral, what happens if you do a charged heavy attack from behind. You can get a chance to do a visceral as well. Where did the other one go? I'm running out of stamina. Forgot about stamina. God damn it. Sometimes if you keep hitting them even after they've died for a second, you can still get some of your health back. If you die again, bye-bye precious loot and weapons. Yeah, I love the mechanic like that in Walking Dead Saints and Sinners if you die. Yeah, I think Dark Souls kind of... I already lost more Blood Echoes than people lost Bitcoin. God. Yeah, a lot of games borrowed it from Dark Souls, you know. And it improves a lot of games. You know, I liked it in Shovel Knight. It's very cool in Shovel Knight as well. Hollow Knight as well. Before we tackle the boss, we're going to get some good armor and stuff. And some insight, which is the other resource. So the world is not as it appears. There's actually a lot more going on in the world, and the more insight you have, the more you can see of that. And that's going to become a whole big story thing. But if you're confused about why we're doing all this, don't worry, it's normal. We're just being told that this is the night of the hunt. The thing is, these people think they're also on the hunt. Big hairy guys out looking for beasts. And look, they've got a big beast. Burning it. Something weird going on. Oh god. Oh. You'd think that doing the Sekiro no prosthetic tools run, that I'm on my parry game. That would be the case if it was about doing it when you get hit, but it's like, it's this weird moment when they're going to hit you that you do it, and it's different. The window's different for every enemy. It's kind of awkward. So this is our first person that we can tell to go somewhere, but we don't know if anywhere's safe. Do you know of any safe places? No. Bye bye. But remember, we'll come back. We'll come back to her. I love Yharnam, it's such a cool place. Did I pick up a weapon? I did! Saw Spear! Saw Spear is really good because it's an early way to get a weapon that has thrust damage. +2 thrust. I can show you it quickly. So it's very similar. See, it looks very similar. And it's also serrated, and I think it's always serrated. But it's not, it's pretty quick. When it opens up, instead of being like a vertical or like a wide like the axes, it's more like, actually that's quite wide. But the charge up one is a thrust. And you can do like a jump thrust as well, like this. And some enemies are quite weak to thrust. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good, it's underrated. But I kind of like this. For now, at least. Hello?
Wretched outsider. Trying to fool me to open this door.
Trying to fool me to open this door.
Heavens, the depths of depravity.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter?
Will you look for my mom?
He never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared.
Her dad's actually a hunter. Like a hunter, like... I guess we're gonna have to explain what hunters are soon. And her mum, I think, is being overlooked by fans of this game in terms of the lore. I think her mum's got more to do with the lore than people realise. Are they coming down here? They better not. Find the girl's mother. Yeah, sure.
Really?
My mum wears a red
Mum
jeweled
wears a
brooch.
red jeweled
Brooch.
brooch.
They mostly come out at night,
Big
mostly.
and,
Yeah.
and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget.
I like her
If you find
voice, a
my
good
mum,
voice actor. This game's
give
got
her
so many
this
good voice
music
actors.
box.
If you find my mum, give her this. It's her favourite music box.
It
Plays one of
Daddy's
Daddy's favourite songs.
And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum says
So that was a little bit of
nothing
lore
about it.
stuff there. So we play this to help Dad remember when he starts to forget us. Why the heck would your dad forget you? Because something's happening to Dad. It turns out that hunters can... people who are tasked with dealing with this situation of the hunt and culling the beasts, they can become addicted to like the bloodlust. A bit like the Shura ending in Sekiro. And they can start to turn into beasts. There's a beast in all of us, basically. So yeah, it sounds like her dad's already kind of going down that path if they're already having to do stuff to try and remind him who he is. He's you've probably heard of his name, just in games media and stuff. He's called Father Gascoigne. Or Papa Gaza to friends. Yeah, Papa Gaza works. Papa G. I think you can use Father Gascoigne as a summon against the cleric beast, but I just fight them, whatever. So I'm going to talk more about lore, but we're literally just trying to survive right now and just get past the boss. We've not really picked up many items yet that are like super informative. I mean, you learn that the fire, since the tragedy that struck Old Yarnum, so we know something bad happened to Old Yarnum. We're just in normal Central Yarnum right now. We know a bit about Gascoigne being a hunter. Madman's knowledge is to gain insight. Skull of a madman touched by the wisdom of the Great Ones. Making contact with eldritch wisdom is a blessing. For even if it drives one mad, it allows one to serve a grander purpose. Is there kung fu in this game, Ree? Yeah, watch. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I could do two-handed kung fu. Yeah. That could be a good challenge run. Madman's knowledge. If you look in the top corner, we've got 1 insight, which doesn't let us see much. If you notice the world, it's still the night, it's still the hunt. There's still a weird moon that you can see clouds moving behind. But for one, look at the doll.
Hello, good hunter. I am a
I love her
doe,
voice too.
here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you to embolden your sickly spirit.
So you don't... Yeah, you can spend insight, but also there are enemies that can steal your insight, and that can suck if you have like 40 insight or something. There's an enemy that can steal insight.
Did you speak with Gehrman? He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise
So
them.
here in the Hunter's Dream,
He
Gehrman is the
obscure,
only human, apart
unseen
from
in a
us.
dreaming world.
She is an animated
Still, he
doll.
stayed here, in this dream. Such is his
And
purpose.
they've given us weapons, and she's allowing us to become stronger, and they want us to go out and get blood echoes. So the reason we're hunting is to get blood echoes to make us stronger, and that's the whole purpose, the entire purpose of this stream. For some reason. I guess we might find out. Okay. We should have... God, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. That's the button. Oh, here's a cool tune. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, look at the view. Okay, let's do it. Oh, wait, do I have urns? I should have got urns. Why didn't I get urns? Oh! God. Why am I missing? I think I just threw a pebble by mistake. Oh, I'm trying to do Sekiro stuff. I wondered if I could shoot him. I think you can shoot him. I'm just not sure when. Maybe we don't try shooting. I can't really remember the boss fights in Bloodborne. I can't remember what the movesets are. See, Sekiro, I know Sekiro like the back of my hand. I really want to shoot him. Maybe I don't. The only reason I knew to dodge there was from the monkey fight. Remember the monkey fight? Okay, we got it. So, there's no way to get up there from here, yeah? In there, past this wall up there. But basically, later on in the game, there's a door which is cut content, like to make the loading times for this fight work better. They didn't want it to be loading what's behind this door, so they decided to make it not load in and just not use the door anymore. But where this door was going to come out later, you can get to that part and the door is still interactable, unlike here, but it just says the door's locked. Right? So it's this mystery door that can never be opened. But what's amazing is that, sure, that corridor is not currently loaded. That was the whole point of them changing it. And when you're over there, this bridge here is not currently, won't be loaded in. So they're not really, if you could open a door, you couldn't just step out. Yeah. But just to show you how like amazing, how well thought out the world is, there's an item you can drop that helps you see in the dark. Dark Souls has things like this as well. Like in this, it's coins. Do I have any coins? Shining coins, yeah? So maybe this will work actually from here. Oh, wrong button again. Coin, yeah? If we go through the game now and get to that door later that isn't a real door that we're not allowed to move through, the coin will be there because the door is on the other side. Like, although it's not currently loaded in, that is in the game space, like of the entire game environment, exactly where the corridor is. There's not like some gamey trick to make you think you're now here. Like, it was supposed to be a shortcut, which doesn't make as much sense, but if you go there, you'll be able to see the little light. Oh, do you know what? We just did that boss fight without getting the... I wasn't paying attention without getting the good armor. I definitely want to go get that good armor, for sure. This is my favourite game to play in English. There's some really good things about Japanese in Bloodborne, but of all the... You know, like I really don't like playing Sekiro in English, but I really like the voices in Bloodborne are really good. It's just the vibes. It matches the vibe. There's just some lore details that make less sense in English. It's kind of weird. Like a big one is, you know that note at the start that said, "Seek the pale blood to transcend the hunt." It just says a scrawled, handwritten note. So you're like, oh, I wonder who told us or whose note this is. But in the Japanese, it makes it clear it's your note, it's your handwriting. You know. Let's have a look. Look, we look cool. Okay. How do we do this? A lot of the clothes in this game look cool. I think this is the first time we've looked kinda cool. There we go. Now we look like we're playing Bloodborne. One of the standard articles of hunter attire fashioned at the workshop. So there's two workshops, but the workshop is related to the guy that's in the hunter's dream. Let's put it that way for now. A fine piece of hunter attire that provides stable defense to anyone facing Yarnum's beastly threat. So in other words, the workshop has been set up specifically to deal with whatever the fuck is going on. Okay? Accompanied with a short cape to wipe away blood. Okay, so there's a few things here. Recognizable by its withered feathers, this cap is fashioned after one of the old hunters. Allows one to stalk beasts unannounced by cover of night, which doesn't mean gives you extra stealth. It means that the workshop, the specific workshop that this hunter stuff is related to, and what is a workshop? That's going to be explained. I'll explain it. But when these outfits were designed, it was done so that all of this hunting was secret. The whole point was they'd go out and hunt beasts and it would be kept shh. The public shouldn't know. Now clearly, I would say people probably know by now. But at some point that wasn't the case. So we're starting to get a little bit... That's maybe our first little bit of like the history of what's happened. At some point there were hunters, and the hunters were dealing with this beastly threat. But the beastly threat was such a way that it could be done secretly at night. Let's go do our first... Guess what? We're going to fight a hunter. We're going to actually kill... So we've got lots of questions. What has happened here? What is the deal with the hunters? What is this workshop that this hunter outfit came from? What is the deal with the hunter's dream? Why was Old Yarnum... What was the tragedy of Old Yarnum, which has apparently been set ablaze, and why have they blocked this area off from the cathedral ward? Questions, questions, questions. So, Father Gascoigne's up here. Remember, we're looking for a mommy with a red brooch and a daddy who forgets himself. He needs to be reminded of his humanity now and then. Unlike just this big monster lumbering at you, often they'll have dialogue. So if you watch the bottom of the screen and listen carefully, you'll get like, the bosses will like say stuff. It's really cool. The music box. So you gotta be really careful with the music box. It stuns him. I think if I remember correctly, there's a stage in the fight where he becomes more dangerous. But he becomes more dangerous, that stage triggers either at a certain time in the fight, or whenever you've done the music box for the third time. So if you just go box, 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 you'll put him into his more dangerous state quicker. which ain't really worth it. Cutscene. He looks a bit like me. He looks like a hunter, because he is. Thanks, Maz. So, what's wrong with him would have been explained if we'd met Aileen, but I can't find her.
Be one of them, sooner or later.
So he's a hunter taking care of the beasts like we are, in a way, but something else is happening to him too. Oh my god, the sound delay is so bad. Oh, I thought we'd be able to get behind him, but it doesn't work. He moves out of the way. Oh, I thought that might work.
What's that smell? The sweet blood. Oh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick.
The music box plays the same music as one of the main bosses at the end of the game, which is really weird. Oh my god, how have I got health? That was the smallest amount of health I've ever seen in my life. I was sure I was dead. Ow. Oh god, this is going really badly. Yeah, we got him. Uh-oh, here we go. Can I still use the music box on him? Oh, it does work. It does still work. So yeah, he's out here supposed to be hunting beasts. Doesn't look like it's going that well. Very tough. Yeah. Look. So the music box that helps Daddy remember was making him go weird. And Mom, hey TB, Mom has a red brooch. Look, red jeweled brooch. So, where is it? Perhaps the jewel is a gift from a hunter used to change into a droplet blood gem. With the proper workshop tool, various weapons can be fortified. Oh, here we go. Ludwig, the first hunter of the Healing Church, once recruited Yarnamites to serve as hunters. So here's a bit of drama. Ludwig is the first hunter of the Healing Church. But I can tell you for a fact that Garmin, the guy who was on the wheelchair who was sleeping a minute ago, was the first hunter of the workshop. So before Ludwig. So there's so many like schisms and dramas and all sorts going on. But the Healing Church, the only thing you know about a church so far is the fact that I told you people travelled from far and wide to come here because the church had discovered a miracle cure. Which doesn't seem to be doing Do you think he looks like a messenger? A little bit. Oh my god, this is so far ahead of us in terms of learning lore. This is like so beyond where we're at. The Bergenworth spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. This is extremely important. That word Bergenworth is like one of the most important words in this game. And they've got a spider there or something. We'll come back to that for sure. So bad. Here's a major location in the game. A very Dark Souls-y kind of location in the sense of you'll have lots of NPCs you'll be able to bring here. To push the story along in different ways and get different things from them. This is a chapel that's yeah, that's going to spoil a lot, I guess. It's Erden Chapel. I think that's how you say it. Erden. And there's a person right there who didn't see us come in because he's blind. Right there. But let's do this first. So, yeah, if this was like a traditional video game, I would say we've just finished level 1. So this is definitely the next level. Hello.
Hmm? Oh,
I like this guy.
A hunter? Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good, good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does. Always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely. Not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. The screams of women folk. The stench of
So when
blood,
the hunt happens and the night
snarls of
happens, everything
beasts,
goes to shit.
None of them's too uncommon now.
And this one's worse
No
than
one's
ever.
done for, tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Erden Chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell them to come on over, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. So that's our first character who gives us a safe place to bring people to this Erden Chapel. We've talked a lot about the Healing Church. Let me show you a bad guy. Let me show you somebody from the Healing Church. He's a bit large through experimentation, put it that way. He's tough. And these guys are very different when you have more insight. That's something we need to talk about as well. I want to show you something kind of... but you know in Dark Souls, I say Dark Souls is about rolling. I dodge. I dodge all day. But I sometimes shield. But I do a lot of dodging. A lot of people play Dark Souls hiding behind a shield. Like that's a very common way for people to play the game. And that's this game is not designed to be like that. The whole point is to be aggressive and to claim your health back if you lose it, dodge it away and then get another attack in. It's not about hiding. So I think this is really funny. This is a shield, a wooden shield. And it does have some uses, believe it or not, in some builds. But it's just a crappy wooden shield. But if you read the description, used by the masses who have arisen to join the hunt. So not the hunters, but the public who've been joining. Hunters do not normally employ shields, ineffective against the strength of beasts. Shields are nice, but not if they engender passivity. It's like a little message just to be like, if this is you, if this is the way you usually play, do not try that here. You know how I said the world's actually very different than it appears? That looks like a normal building to you, yeah? Later on, we'll look back at this building when we've got more insight. Jesus Christ. And you see this item? I'm going to grab this item really quickly. And then run away. Now, we couldn't see what that was. That would have been really bad. It would have grabbed me. But you just have to trust me. Shiseo Uchiha, thank you so much for the follow. You have to trust me, there's something really bad going on here, but we just don't have the insight to see it. And it's gonna be a big deal. So let's bring her to the chapel. I didn't mean to sit down. So there's some motion controls to do some of the gestures. I wanted to come here before Gascoigne. So this is... Oh wait, she's not here. Oh, she is here. Okay. So everyone, the stream's ending now. But we're going to talk to one cool character first. This is Aileen, the crow.
Oh. A hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter. Prepare yourself for the worst.
Good pep talk.
There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts. No matter.
So let me tell you a little bit about her very quickly. She's a hunter. She's not just a hunter like Gascoigne and that were a hunter. She's one of the few hunters who were like us, have actually been to the hunter's dream. And it's not From Software game without a little bit.
What are you still doing? Enough? A hunter?
A hunter must hunt. She is a hunter of hunters. That's how cool she is. Because, as we saw with Father Gascoigne, a hunter on the night of the hunt, the bloodlust and everything can actually turn them insane. And then they can turn and their beast can come out. So, you know how the job of the hunters is to fight back against the scourge and get rid of all these beasts? Well, she's keeping an eye on the hunters in case the hunters need to be dispatched. She saves the hunters from themselves. That's her job. She's very cool. She's kind of old, but she's been doing this a long time. But she's very cool. Yeah, there's a lot of badass characters in this. Here's German again. The moon is closed, it will be a long hunt tonight. If the beasts loom large and threaten to crush your spirits, seek a holy chalice. As every hunter before you has, a holy chalice will reveal the Tomb of the Gods, where hunters partake in communion. Tomb of the Gods is massive, massive spoiler for areas. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging out. I'm turning it off now. Look, I'll prove it to you. How do you turn it off? That's how. Yep. Zardas. Have a good night. See you later. Bye.